It is. It is, in fact. I don't know if that's crunch time. That's like slide time, rip time.
Does it have to be anything?
Everything is a time. There is a time for everything. I just don't know what you call that.
You don't. You don't. Just eat this.
Like a feeding trough. Morning. Hi everyone. Welcome to
Tuesday.
How y'all doing today? Everybody have a fairly good weekend? I'm still on the tea kick. Still doing tea. We're doing pretty good. T. Cassie has a birthday. Happy birthday. Emmy is here. You're up early. But also morning. And yeah, I'm eating, these are the last Pop-Tarts in the house.
You want more?
No.
You sure you don't want me to put them on the shopping list?
Put them on there and then I'll decide when we're at the store.
Okay.
I'll decide when we get there. Aw, I'm sorry, Emmy.
What was it?
Woke up with a tummy ache.
Oh.
Making the best of it. Oh, snap.
Oh, it's been a while.
The highest of P this morning. Let's see, what are the emotes right now? Are they doing them seasonally? I don't know.
I feel like it is.
So they get still like the trash can and stuff. Are alerts playing? Says they are. Oh, here, let me undo this. Will that make it work? Yeah, alerts aren't actually...
There they go. But which one was that?
That's down here. Which means alerts have not been playing. Which is not great. But the good news is...
you can force them as you read them?
I can force them as I read them.
Uh-huh.
Until I get down to here. Weird. Okay, I fixed it. The problem is solved. Neat. I got it. Is Chaz here this morning? Maybe he's asleep.
Maybe.
He might have had a long night. Don't worry. I can... The alerts were still asleep. Exactly. Exactly. Also, the alerts... Are the alerts set to the Mario alerts?
They are.
Okay. That is harder to change.
Mamma mia.
It's fine.
I might just leave them, so... Oh my god.
Are you ready?
No. Sing about your two favorite things according to John. Crabs and toast. Wait,
Crabs?
John thinks I like crabs?
I mean, you do eat a lot when we go to the crab restaurant.
John thinks I love two things, and I don't like to boast. But yes, I am really quite fond of toast. Although I couldn't really understand the part about crabs. But if you eat a lot of them, then you might get real good abs. Don't ask me to clarify that because I'm not a doctor. Or whatever person would tell you that would happen. A foodologist? I mean, you gotta like work.
A dietitian?
Yeah. Foodologist is a much better
A
word.
nutritionist?
We got all these words, but really you just need to put ologist on this end of... It's fine. Anyway. Those 5,000 bits from Mr. Game Boy said, sing about your two favorite things according to John Crabs. Did John say I like crabs? When did that happen? What? Also, morning, Seb. Like, toast I get. Toast is kind of a thing that has become a thing for many years.
Mamma
Just
mia.
don't... last night. Does John think I have crabs as a pet? Because we don't. We only have just Kepi.
I mean, Kepi.
Oh my God, John thinks Kepler's a crab. Bless his heart. Yeah, that's yeah, that's not what happened. He's a little kitty cat. Which is very surprising because John has met Kepler. Anyway, Mr. Gameboy, thank you. For everyone else on the high P train, I appreciate it. Already level 3. What a morning. All of the alerts that did not play at the beginning, I will be making them play. I have the power. I will force them. So let's see here. Let's start at the top because I'm gonna have to click a lot. And at any point, so remember was it Friday?
It was Friday.
Ha Remember on Friday when I was like, computer, tell me to buy a keyboard. I didn't. The computer told me, and then I didn't do it. Do you guys do that too, where you set a reminder and then you're like, which card of the day says, what a shock? Oh man, that's
today.
That's today, isn't it?
That's today.
That's today.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go any further, I'm reminded of this because I did not remember. Today, as you guys pull into the level 3 station, is my parents' 36th wedding anniversary, and they're also watching. So everyone, wish them a happy anniversary. They're celebrating 36 years today. It's a long, long time. Congratulations, you two. Fantastic. Yeah, I was, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that is today.
Yep.
Well, under normal circumstances, you know, we would go and have dinner or something with them, but in these circumstances, the best I can offer is a congratulations during breakfast stream, so congratulations. 36 years. That's right, they're going to, I remember now, everything's coming back to me. Yeah, they're gonna pick up some takeout today for a celebration. I remember. Oh, I see a song coming. Happy anniversary, great grandparents. Today's your anniversary. It has been so long, and that is why Nixopad wants you to have a song. So I'm gonna tell you that there's not much for you to fix, because you have made it all the way to 36. All the way to 36. Is there another one?
Again.
Is there another one?
There is.
Okay. Oh yeah, so that says happy anniversary great grandparents from Nixopad. Nixopad, thank you. Mr. Gameboy had the same idea. Who asked for a happy anniversary song? Ways I can make this different. Okay. It's nice to have like an extra second to think. Of course, I'll probably ruin it because of that. You are together like two close doves. It's very obvious that you're in love. It's so wonderful to see that you've both been true, and now you should turn to each other and say, I love you. I can't verify that you're doing this, but I assume that you'll do it. Happy anniversary again. Happy Yoshi says 36 out of 10. Mr. Gameboy, thank you. Appreciate that. And yeah, congratulations to them. That's That was compulsory option. Well, you know. I wish, I sincerely wish that, you know, we could get dinner or something today. But I know that in the near future there will be more dinners. That's kind of what I'm operating on in the meantime. You guys are already level 5? Holy crap! As a reminder, if you're just joining and you're not here for streams normally, you get on the hype train with a sub, gift sub, or...
300 bits.
Is it 300 or 100?
I thought it was 3, but I might be wrong.
Some amount. I don't know how Twitch works. Thomas says 100. I think it's 100. Satsy says 300. Oh god. Well, you know, something. You get a, How many years has it been? And I'm still a Twitch grandpa. I'm like, Then, you get a special Twitch emote.
Brendan says 100.
100. Okay. Oh, there's another thing that's 300. It's 300 when Twitch does the other programs. Like
yeah,
like they're gonna be. I don't know when.
Getting gift and emote.
Well, they're gonna be launching Pride Month emotes, and I don't know when that's happening. It's sometime this month, but that's 300. But the hype train's 100. Anyway, y'all know. Maybe you don't, because I don't. All right, let me see if this works. I'm gonna hit this. There we go. Okay. Also, did the alerts change over to breakfast?
They did. Chaz?
I can feel his presence. Chaz is awake. Yeah. Hi, sorry, I forgot that breakfast stream existed. It's all right. The only problem we really ran into was that alerts weren't playing, and then I figured it out, but I have to manually make the other alerts. But hi, Chaz.
It's fine.
It's fine. I got it under control. 8 months from TMA628 says, hello, grandparents. Happy crunch time, except when was the last time there was a crunchy toast for breakfast? I mean, the other thing that makes this difficult now is that, like, because we're going shopping so infrequently,
yeah,
we don't wind up with a whole lot of bread. Like, I've been freezing it.
Yeah.
So that's good. But, you know, as far as having it readily available, we haven't had a lot of it. And also, the last time I got bread, I had to get the really super grainy...
Super grainy.
Like, birds have left their seeds in it bread. And, like, it's fine, but that's not my favorite toasting bread.
It's not great for multi-purpose eating. No. Because, like, you can't really make a good garlic toast out of it, or...
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's not exactly what I would want for toasting bread. It's good. It's just, you know. Anyway.
Item Crafting Live says it sounds like more Malbakes.
Yeah, we could do it.
I know, but I've only made sourdough, and it takes up so much flour. I have yeast. I can make bread, but, like, a sourdough starter just eats. And you have to feed it.
Also, congrats to folks, and thank you for being on the High P train. The train has pulled into the station. Beep, beep. As I continue to make my way through these alerts, we got 19 months from Old Ramen, 9 months from Paint Chipper. Let's see, will that still work even though I did it like that? Yeah, it will. Okay.
Yep.
Of course it will. Chaz designed the system. It's good. 300 bits from Prince, who says, this bit message is an experiment. I'm sending it 11 p.m. midnight for you guys to see if super early bit messages will show up in the next stream. If so, you'll likely read this first breakfast stream. If not, enjoy the 300 bits. Just want to know if I can send a message even for streams I miss and will watch later. And since I know I'll watch this breakfast stream, if you read this, the experiment is a success. It's true. It's true. If you send like either a message or a like a gift sub or whatnot, it goes into our list. Like, the list is the list no matter what stream we're on. So if I miss it, like if you send it between streams, I'll just read it at the beginning of the next stream. Success. We got a 3-month sub from Schumann. That's a plus. 500 bits from SparkStrike13. Morning, grandparents. I think YouTube was mad at me this weekend since it kept recommending extremely negative videos about one of my favorite games. Are there any games you enjoy that you know aren't well liked?
Super Mario Bros. 2.
That, well, still has international love and acclaim.
I know. But it's the least liked out of the first 3. It's like 3, 1, 2.
Well, it's also not the true second.
Lost levels.
It's not the true second game. Also, Milk Bombs from MoCal 2020. Thank you. Appreciate it. There's quite a few people saying Skyward Sword. And that one's weird to me too, because like Skyward Sword, it's still like a Zelda game. You know what I mean? Like people still, I mean, it depends where your scale is, right? Because you could certainly list Skyward Sword, but that's not one that I think about because it's like it's still a Zelda game. You know, people still love it. I don't know. I don't have a really great answer. I like Super Seducer, but only ironically. It's fair. I don't know. I can't think of any. There's probably something that is like there's a different phrase for that. Where you like something and you know it's bad. It's you're gonna have to help me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Guilty pleasure.
Oh, yes.
I thought of it right as I looked up and Setsi had written it. Yeah, guilty pleasure. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with having a guilty pleasure, where you're like you acknowledge when you're playing it. You're like, this game isn't good, but for whatever reason, it's striking a very specific thing. Honestly, I think a lot of mobile games are like that. That's probably my thing. Is where like you're playing a game and you're like, this game is like objectively not good, but it's scratched just the perfect itch in your head, and you're like, I'm gonna keep playing it. That's probably a good example.
Danny's right. I love that game too.
Star Fox Adventures.
I love Dinosaur Planet.
Honestly, like for as good as Tulip is, like it's a nightmare to actually play. It's a freaking nightmare to play. So Sonic 06 is a good answer too, because that game is, you know, not great. 7 months from Mvors. Thank you, Mvors. 21 months from Jesse. It's Anorak. My month subbed now. My month subbed now match my age. Fun stuff. Kind of slow pokey today, but glad to be tuned in. How are each of you? How are each of your parents? And that was actually sent before Jesse found out that my parents are celebrating a anniversary today, and they're doing well. They're doing pretty well. Probably going a little stir crazy here and there, but otherwise doing well. Also 21 months from Mike Capello says, wow, 2 and a 1. I got me a blackjack sub. Oh, shoot!
Did you just remember what you had planned to do today?
Yes,
Yeah.
I just remembered.
Yep.
Only just now this... I don't have enough time to set it up.
No.
Hey, Siri. Remind me Wednesday night to set up the Super NES Classic for breakfast stream.
Okay. Your reminder is...
Okay. I forgot, and I'm serious about doing it. As long as it happens before Friday, it's fine. Thursday stream might be, you know, interesting. There might be a tiny little screen in the bottom corner of breakfast stream. You just ignore your reminders. Well, sometimes. The problem with reminders is that I have to take a guess at what time I will be
available to deal with the reminder.
So if it happens at a bad time, and I just hit like remind me in an hour, or worse, I clear it, then that's bad. I'm usually pretty responsible about these things, but not always. 20 months from PK Magical says 20 months. What's this music? Unfortunately, that was 20 minutes ago, which is appropriate because it's 20 months. But I can't tell you now. It's too long. 8 months from Elena PT. Yay, 8 months. It's almost that time. Just want to thank you all for what you do. These last 2.5 months haven't been the best, being furloughed and losing a loved one. But you all and this community have been a bright spot, so thank you all. Well, I'm sorry about the hardships. But I'm glad that the community can be a light in a time that is otherwise, I think, very dark for people. So, for that, I'm appreciative. We got 3 months from Ice and Fire 2114. 3 months, happy to listen while working. Congrats on your plus. A work plus. Because it's while they're at work. 500 bits from Red2006. Hi, Stephen and Mal. Thanks for showing my level on today's Morning Mario. Sorry about the screw up with the POW block at the end of the desert section. It's meant to go to the second Super Ball area. I'll amend that and put the code in the Discord. Thanks for being a great inspiration for my own work. I owe you both so much. Oh, no problem. And, you know, don't worry about, like, little things. On Morning Mario, sometimes I find things. I'm like, can I... Sometimes I intentionally try to break levels. Also, like, there's been times where I'm like, I think I can soft lock myself. And then I do, and then I'm surprised that it happened. I'm like, what? How could this have happened? I do that. 18 months from Laney Bears. That's 1+. Laney, thank you. 18 months also from Melissa Little Bear. She says 18 months of crunch. Even though stuff is super tough right now, I'm happy to have a bit of normalcy every Tuesday and Thursday. Thanks for making a rough patch tolerable. No problem. Happy to help. 8 months from Golden Fire Link. Morning, grandparents. Morning, Golden Fire. Bit of a tongue twister.
Just for you.
Just for me. 17 months for Vegetable Sorbet, and that's 17. Confession time. Despite the name, I've never actually tried a vegetable sorbet. What are you doing? It was originally a throwaway email address I used for forums and mailing lists alongside its twin, Blimp Sandwich. Blimp Sandwich isn't that unusual. There's an entire,
restaurant chain?
Yeah. Blimpy. Man, it's been a long time since I've eaten at a Blimpy.
Do we have one?
Not anymore.
You sure about that?
No. Also, so many beans. Okay. All right. Loud and clear. Beans. Have some beans. Patreon.com/StephenGeorgeRomantics. If you choose to support us there, we appreciate it.
There's one in Charleston.
Yeah, people probably don't recall Blimpies. I feel like Blimpies didn't do well.
No.
It has probably something to do with the name.
What was the other one that didn't do well? We used to have one next to the magic shop.
Oh, Quiznos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quiznos.
Are those still around? We don't have any.
Satsy says, it's not an appetizing name. Yeah, it's not, you know. It's not a super appetizing name. Chaz says, okay, that's all the ones that didn't get played. Oh wait, Chaz, were you playing them?
That's way too far.
Because I've been manually doing them. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Okay, well then I'll stop repeating them.
You were almost there. You only had like 5 left.
Oh yeah,
I was right there.
Yeah, I was okay. Yeah, I did pretty good. Anyway, thank you, Chess. Yeah, I really liked Quiznos, but now they're gone, so it doesn't matter what I like. The only things that are still around, as far as like sub shops like that, are Subways, because they can't be killed.
Here, I think there's still Quiznos.
Is there Quiznos somewhere? Pretty sure. Wait, it's Quiznos or Quiznos? It's Quiznos. Well, if the commercials are to be believed. Yeah, Subway can't. Subways are not
Jules
going
says
anywhere.
There's 1,500 Quiznos. The company only owns 6 itself. I always really liked Cousin Subs.
Sounds like they could change the name.
but I haven't seen them outside of, like, the Midwest.
My opinion of Cousins is not high because the times I've had it have been from, like, a gas station.
A gas station Cousins?
And I'm like, because you and your family are like, we love Cousins. We're going to get some Cousins.
I remember being young, like, before my parents got divorced young, like, before kindergarten.
Yeah.
And my dad would get Cousins, like, every Friday on the way home from work, and that would be his dinner. Oh, I did go to Eberts and Gerberts. Herberts and Gerberts. There was one on downtown College in Appleton. I never took you there. It was good.
Best sub places, I mean, are obviously going to be like, if you have like a local thing that does subs, normally those are going to be better. But as far as chains go,
Firehouse is quality.
I really like Firehouse. Like, Firehouse is pretty consistently good.
To me, though, if I want, like, a deli sub, I can't get it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be honest, depending on what I'm ordering, and it's very specific, I don't mind Subway. Like, from a quality comparison, I feel like Firehouse is a better sandwich. But can I eat at Subway and not be mad at what I'm eating? Yeah. I have to order, like, specific stuff, but yeah. Yeah.
Ursaka said Bill's Pizza. We always got toppers when I was at Point.
Oh, Which? Oh, yeah, Which. Okay, yeah, that one's also good. Which is... I probably like Firehouse and Which equally.
I'm super burnt out on Subway, but I had it, like, almost every day I student taught, because it was the only place to eat next to the high school.
It's also the only place to eat in Fort Stockton, Texas. Fort Stockton, halfway between El Paso and San Antonio. Stop here for gas, or
a sub,
or you'll be stopped on the side of the road. That's their official slogan. Anyway, 10 months from Emmy. Thank you, Emmy. Emmy just writes, "Crumpsh." There's an M in it. Thank you. Hope your tummy ache goes away. 300 bits from Shy says, what is the sign that we've been at this a while? My phone has begun to start suggesting I go to the stream on Tuesday and Thursday before it's even live. I get that too. Do you get that? I think it's called Siri suggestion.
No. I do sometimes, but not for this. It's like when I'm setting my alarm on Monday nights. It's like, you should get up at 8:15.
Yeah, it does that for me too. Like,
oh, Chaz.
when I go to bed, it comes up and it's like, would you like to make an alarm for 8:15? And I'm like, yes. So it's funny if it's starting to recommend that sort of thing. But yeah, on I assume Android probably is something similar, but on iPhone, if you do a repetitive task, like if you're opening an app around the same time on a particular day, it'll start to suggest it. It'll be like, hey, did you want to open this? And you go, yes. It's neat. Or creepy, depending on who you ask. 300 bits from Nixelpad says, good morning, grandparents. Happy Shalulululu time. I'm currently watching on my phone because my computer decided that right now was the perfect time to restart for updates. Ah, Windows. Always deciding for you when it's update time. Also, this is creepy music.
Yeah, it is.
I like it. We don't always get a lot of creepy music. It's kind of fun. 3 months from Holly Berry. Good morning, grandparents. Been a long time viewer, but I finally got the plus. Nice. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate it. 100 bits from Vegetable Sorbet. 10 months from Dude4269. 100 bits from Darkness Bride. 5 milk bombs from Nixelpad to Literal Space Queen. Nadralia Dasvda 1. Lil Twisted 007. Oh, like twisted, but twisted.
Hi, buddy.
I got it. And Okami. Nixelpad, thank you. 100 bits from Phantom SVT. Appreciate it. 300 bits from Squid, who says, honk train. Beep, beep. 19 months from Arion, who says, hey, Stephen and Mao, happy 19 months. Wanted to ask if you guys have considered watching or playing The Witcher. I've always thought that I would like The Witcher games. based on what I've read. They're just, the games are long.
Come here.
I don't know if I would watch the show.
No, I want Kepi.
Okay. Encourage him. Maybe he'll choose
Kepi.
you.
Yeah, right.
Please don't eat my Pop-Tart.
He wants your Pop-Tarts.
Keep going.
Come on. Come
Go
here.
over to Mama. Go over there. Go over there. He's doing it.
Good boy.
See?
Hi.
See, he did it. Oh,
Hi.
oh, you better keep encouraging.
Come
He turned and looked at my lap.
There you go. Good boy. Hello.
Morning, Stinker.
Hi.
He's good. He's good. Anyway.
Is he on screen? Is he tall enough? Almost.
Yeah, he got his little head's behind the logo. That's something.
Hi, little bud.
He's trying. Anyway, yeah, at some point, I don't know what the future holds, and I know that there's always new video games coming out all the time, but The Witcher is one that I've always been genuinely interested in playing, so question mark, basically. 500 bits from Randy B, who says, have some pride bits. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. And I don't know when Twitch is doing their
Pride emotes?
Their Pride Emotes event. I know I talked about that earlier, but at some point they'll be introducing some new emotes. Brand says, I think they're doing it. Are they doing it now? I know that they were going to delay rolling it out, but I didn't know when they were going to do it. I don't remember. Anyway, 100 bits from Sam Stargazer. Thank you, Sam. 300 from Ambi Walsh. Says, the only problem with watching the Yoshi's Island episodes is every time you get a bonus game, the song makes me stressed because of stream. Oh well. My apologies to everyone for probably ruining the bonus game song from Yoshi's Island, because you'll never be able to hear it again without expecting someone to start singing over it. Or, you're welcome. One of the two.
No,
if
no,
it's
no,
any, if it's any,
Stay here. You're happy.
what was I saying? One thing about it is that for me, if I hear the music, I immediately have like anxiety. So it goes both ways, because I'm like, I expect that I'm gonna have to sing. So for the rest of my life, if I ever hear that music, my brain will start like coming up with rhymes. It'll be like, oh crap. So I've ruined it for me too. 100 bits from NG Ben. Thank you, NG. 300 from Satsy says, so I was getting bored of New Horizons until watching Jep Jep and realizing, why don't I make more use of different levels? So I've got my work cut out for me. Oh, and Honk. I mean, you can make your island more visually interesting for sure by playing with the different heights, levels.
Tears.
I don't know what they call it officially. What do they call it?
I don't know. Tears.
Elevations.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's a good one.
Probably a better word. But yeah, it makes it more visually interesting. It's just the minute that you cross that threshold, you know, it's so much work. Because if you mess something up, there's a lot more to undo. I haven't meaningfully worked on my island in a while. Like, I'm still playing the game, but
Yeah.
I'm doing like bare minimum each day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's still stuff I want to change. I just haven't done it. 300 bits from Amna Iowa. All aboard! Beep beep. 300 bits from Shishu-sama. Friday alerts on Tuesday Energy. I'm gonna honk anyway. Shout out to everyone who got here early enough to get some gaming alerts on a Tuesday before the wizard came and wizarded them. Don't correct me. Anyway. Oh, I see. Brandon says Pride Blitzing were indefinitely postponed. No ETA. Okay. Alright. Yeah, there's so many things, like news articles that comes out of Twitch, I can't always keep up. Right now, the big thing is like the DMCA stuff, which is not really news. It's just news because of something that happened. It's not like any policies changed. It's just something happened, and now there's a lot of people dealing with that. We're good, though, because we have always played royalty-free music. And it also only affects things from 2017 to 2019, so... let's see. We get 500 bits from Sparkstrike. He says, don't mind me, just hopping on this train. Get on board that train. Spirit says, Carlos and Sab. Yep. City Escape. Also, shout out to Sab, who is literally here.
I think they're both here.
Carlos is here too, right?
Yeah. And Jules is here.
We got the whole gang. I hope you all are doing well this morning. Danny says, I know the DMCA thing isn't new, but why now of all times? I mean... Do you want the real answer? So the real answer is probably related to reduced revenue for companies and them seeking out other ways to find revenue. That's probably the real answer. But we'll see. I remember I've only ever had one thing on Twitch get muted, just once, and it was actually very aggravating to me because it was a royalty-free track. It was like a classic composition, like something by, I don't know, Beethoven or something. And the version I had was royalty-free. It was from the YouTube audio library. But it matched on Twitch, and Twitch muted the stream. But it didn't matter because it was a breakfast stream, and I was like, well, these are getting posted to YouTube. Hasn't happened otherwise, though. 18 months from Vomicadia 25. Happy 18. That's 1+. Thank you, Vomicadia. 100 bits from Wolves with Pie. Appreciate it, Wolves. 4 months from Maximan, who says, first breakfast stream in 2 weeks. Gotta love morning shifts. Assuming that's supposed to be shifts. The F is missing. It could be either way. You could go either way. Happy late subversary to me, like 2 weeks late. Yay. Maximan, thank you. And whether you're at work or elsewhere, hope that you're enjoying the stream. 300 bits from Summer Sentia. It says, morning, do you know if you own the game Raccoon on Steam? It's an absolutely beautiful game that I love with all my heart. It's a similar vein as To the Moon games, and I'd love to see you cover it sometimes. Raccoon honestly changed me in a way I can't explain. We do have it. It's a game that I've heard the exact same thing from folks. Very similar to the Moon. Very emotionally impactful game. Never had a chance to play it, but I've heard good things about it. And it's not terribly long either. It's just a few hours long. Maybe at some point. Certainly possible. 20 months from Harm NTG says, 20 months, damn, time is going fast. I mean, it doesn't slow down. 2020 definitely showed me it hasn't slowed down. Thank you, Harm. 300 bits from Goldmage. Missed last game stream and might miss next one, but looking forward to whatever games come out. Come out next. Patron spoilers. Oh, and something about sea lions. They're not crabs, not lions, but they do live in the sea. Discuss. I'm just confused why John said that I liked crabs. I don't understand. Oh my goodness, was it because I've eaten a lot of crabs?
That's what I said when you said that. I said it's because he probably saw the video where you ate like 1 million at the restaurant.
Which time? I've done it a lot.
I know. That's why.
Listen, it is of my personal belief that if you're going to go to the seafood buffet, where all of the buffet is one price, that you should eat the most expensive thing and eat the most of it.
And that's all of it you eat. Besides
if you go to
Emmy says which time really explains it all.
If you go to the restaurant and you order crabs as like a dish, it is expensive, and and you don't get too many. Mm-hmm. Oh, Mr. Gameboy says keep reading alerts. I explain. Okay, I'll work my way through it. I'm just saying, eat the crabs.
Brennan's posting crab evidence.
One day in court, when I've committed crab crimes, and the crab overlords take over, and they are judge and jury. there will be a lot of evidence.
Maybe sometime in the after times we can go back to the Blue Crab Festival and I can try blue crabs.
Coffee.
Oh my god, sorry, I just remembered that in 2018 vlogs that aren't out yet, we were invited by the city to go to the festival. And then the video did not come out in a timely manner, as it is now 2020. Sorry, city. Really appreciate it. That you know, we have some seafood festivals, and and the city reached out to us and was like, "Hey, you guys are, you know, like local celebrities. We will give you free tickets to go to the festival and vlog about it." And I was like, "Oh, that's very kind of you. Sure." So then we go.
Wasn't it like the next day is when we did
And
the
then
timeline?
I split the timeline and it's never come out. Oh, we have not been invited back. I mean, we can go ourselves. We can pay the...
It's like $5.
I don't know how much it is.
It's like $5.
Is it like $5?
Yeah.
It was like $5. It was...
Well, we went to...
You know,
They asked
they were
us-
very kind.
Well, when they asked us, you hadn't released the time we went to the Shrimp Fest.
I was already behind.
So, after they invited us, you released that, and then we went to the Blue Crab.
Okay.
So the Shrimp Fest came out, so
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
It's fine.
You asked Roland, because Roland got you... Roland put them in touch with you.
Roland knows everybody.
Yeah.
Roland, like, if you want to know someone, ask Roland. Roland already knows them.
It's like, hey, Roland, do you know anyone who does gutters? And he's like, here you go.
Yeah. A lot of people come in that store, so. Anyway, sorry. sorry for the brief diversion. Yeah, that vlog will come out at some point, you know. Gotta get back to the old timeline, but I have to finish that
It's
F
too
game
bright for
first.
Cappy.
Mal's preparing a cat tax. 5 milk bombs from Danny. Thank you, Danny. To Sazaraki, Uniel25, Rider246, Fleischhacker 11, and Unosuke. Oh my god, are you okay, buddy? You alright? He rolled off your lap.
He was stretching.
He was
and
too
he
relaxed. I mean, he only fell from the height of Mallory's leg to the couch. But now he's between us. And he looks slightly alarmed, and now he's going back to sleep. You're just going to sleep between us now?
Yep.
He was like, what? You okay?
I was taking the picture. I didn't get him rolling, but he was too quick.
You poor thing.
I couldn't catch him.
You poor thing. He's fine. I mean, he fell 6 inches, but like...
Anyway, here's cat tax for Too Bright for Kepi.
The look on his face was worth it. It was very much worth it. It was great. Anyway.
His tail was like trying to correct his balance. It did not work.
Thank you, Brandon.
It's too bright for Kepi.
It's too bright for Kepi. Moments
before disaster.
Moments before disaster. Anyway, 200 bits from Macau 2020. Macau, thank you. 500 bits from Quack Team James. This is morning, grandparents. I finally watched you guys Mario Kart LP. Finally finishing that one shelf on your channel. It was really incredible. Thanks for the years of quality content.
The first few games were hilarious.
And the last one's good too.
I know, they were, but like, wasn't it the first few where we kept like tying?
There's some astounding ties in Mario Kart Let's Play. If you've never watched our Mario Kart Let's Play
series,
it's a series. But yeah, we race across multiple games. Although we skipped Super Mario Kart 1 because it made us sick. We had to start on 64. It's one of the best things on the channel. It's like there's an incredible amount of ties. There's a lot of photo finishes. I'm not going to tell you who wins ultimately. I don't want to spoil it, but it's real good. It's real good. The whole thing is really.
We also
think
skipped
one of our best.
handhelds. Yes, they are much harder to record.
Yeah.
Especially 2-player.
Yeah. Ironically, we actually probably have all the equipment to do it now. But at the time, years ago, we did not. So I don't think we're gonna go back and play like Super Circuit though. Probably not now. 500 bits from Mr. Game Boy says, he was playing What the Golf and there was a mission about toast that dealt with crabs. He then said something along the lines of, yep, that's Stephen George. His best friends are toast and crabs. I see. It's also a weird combination. Mm-hmm. Toast and crabs. Yeah, I am a friend to all toast. And I don't know if I'm a friend to crabs. I mean, I consume them in bulk, so I don't know if that makes me a friend. But I love both. Stephen George. Maybe not the best friend to crabs. 11 months from Diamond Luxray. Diamond, thank you. 300 bits from Fossix. Thank you, Fossix. 5 milk bombs from Vegetable Sorbet to Venus Featherhead, Wolfie K-Dubs, Marauder T5, Sareem J, and Lost Cross. Appreciate that. 100 bits from Writer Book Ninja. 300 bits from Maximin who says, I meant shifts. This was sent before I even made my comment. I meant shifts, not the bad poopy word. Please forgive my accidental potty mouth, Grandpa. It's no problem. It gave me a jolly. And I think it gave some of the chat a jolly. And I think we could all use the jolly every once in a while. Is that a phrase that people use, give him a jolly? I get that from my dad. I don't know where he got that, but that's like an expression.
Chess says no.
I don't think people use it. Yeah, that might just be a dad thing. That, yeah, as Brandon says, a Georgism. Yeah, sometimes we'll say we're having a jolly.
You say, you and your dad.
We. It's a George family tradition, and you now have the last name. Therefore, you're allowed to say it too. I hope Georgisms spread across the land.
Chess is just gonna say it. No. Period. Again.
It's nice to have a look. You are legally bound to have a jolly.
Oh, sweet kitty.
444 bits from Platinum Pikachu 153. Here's a honk for the high P train, triggering 444 bits since we're now on level 4. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Pikachu. 300 bits from Danny, who says, I'm not usually one for sincere messages, usually more, But I was having a real rough morning, and the feeling in my spirits lifted when crunch time happened. My spirits lifting when crunch time happened was palpable. Thanks for everything. No problem, Danny. No problem. I'm glad that, we can provide... Hey, we can provide some jollies! We can provide some jollies! Have a holly jolly breakfast stream. Please don't remove me. 100 bits from Darkness Bride. Thanks, Darkness. 300 bits from Prince. So I've brought you Talk to Transformer, the AI that adds more to whatever you write. I've mentioned InspireBot, which you knew already. I've talked about MuseNet, which extends a MIDI file saying about eating your friends in bulk and topic. Here's a little more. It's not that I want any of their lives to end, but I would absolutely eat my friends if I was starving and there was no other food. And as I ate them, I'd say, they taste good. I'm probably now on a list. Somewhere, Dan shudders and he's not sure why. I think the most fun thing about that is that Danny intended me to navigate that in such a way that was family friendly, and I technically did, but then I just went straight into cannibalism. I'm like, well, if you're gonna commit. 5,000 bits from Danny X6. Sing about eating your friends in bulk and topic. No problem.
The opposite of a jolly. Thanks, Lana.
Ooh, that's not a jolly. A non-jolly. An unjolly. Oh, God. It got hot up here. Be
Very
honest.
anti-jolly.
Be honest, Drew, are they on the list? I've probably made cannibalistic... Oh god. Cannibalistic comments before in jest. Hi, Peggy. Peggy's here to make sure that I don't make any more. Anyway, there's are these connected?
Put your head back down.
Hold on a second.
Boy.
This alert.
Oh, do you want belly pets? Yes, you do.
Hold on. This is one of two. Let me see if there's a connected second part. Let's see if it's down here. Oh, no, I don't see it. Okay. Well, let me read this then. This is from Prince, 300 bits from Prince, who says, so I've brought you Talk to Transformer, the AI that adds more to whatever you write. I've mentioned InspireBot, which you knew already. I've talked about MuseNet, which extends a MIDI file based on what you give it. I bring to you another AI, play.aidungeon.io. It's a bit like Talk to Transformer, but with more tools to keep it on track, and is meant for you to go through a text-based adventure. It saves the progress of your current story. And then it looks like there's more. I think Prince maybe is planning on sending it after I read this, because it says one of two. Anyway, neat. A text-based adventure bot. I mean, that sounds cool. 1,500 bits. Also, thank you, Prince. 1,500 bits from Andrew in the kitchen, who says, there are crabs in my toast. Crab toast at Waffle House. Careful how you say crab, please. Family-friendly tag, remember. Yeah, I've noted that. That's why I was concerned why John was like, Stephen loves crabs. And I was like, John, you don't know me in that way. 5 months from Trent to L. Drowning some Pikmin in your tea this morning. I've been missing vlogs. I need to catch up. Anyway, love you three. Keep being awesome. And Captain, my Captain. Still patiently awaiting on Nintendo to do something with the Pikmin remaster. And of course, yes, this. Also, Nixopad, thank you for the gift subs. See those smoke bones. Yeah, if anyone missed, I think I did this last Thursday, but I've been drinking tea. Mao is trying to get me to cut out coffee for a little bit and see if morale improves. See if my bowels get a little better. And we'll see. I just haven't been very consistent because I keep forgetting. Because I show up to the machine and I'm like, coffee! And then I'm drinking coffee and Mal's like, are you drinking coffee? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, remember how you said? And I was like, oh yeah! I was like, but I'm already drinking it, so I'm going to finish. So, we'll see.
Edzels wanted to know why Nick hasn't been on GTA. Nick has a very different work schedule.
Oh, Nick's work schedule is...
Yeah.
Bad. Well, not bad, but like...
He's working during our recording times.
Yeah, basically. Saturday nights is like, no.
He was here for New Year's.
Yeah, he's on the vlogs in January. If you haven't seen Nick in a while, Nick and Paul came.
Yeah.
And hung out. So
he came the year before too.
It was like a very tiny ChefCon, but without Chef. So, yeah, I think he works for like Walmart distribution. Does he drive a truck now, or is he just doing like? Is he just doing stocking or something? I'm not exactly sure, but he's moved up in the company a lot too. So, anyway, 100 bits from Mysterious Green Thunder, and 100 bits from Renee, and 100 bits from Valix Butterfly. Thank you all. Jesse gifted a sub to Tut81. Appreciate that. 300 bits from Nixopad says, from Mike Capella, you do realize your parents got married on 6/9, right? Nice. It only feels vaguely weird to make that joke about my parents, and I'm still okay with it. 100 bits from Penguin Lord. Penguin, thank you. Danny X6 gives 5 subs to Cool Trainer Dark, Ty457, Intendro4321, Asuna335, and the Bellerin. Thank you, Danny. 100 bits from Zelda Fan 247 2010. Thank you. 500 bits from Cobalt Custard. What's the opposite of a high poo train? A low poo train. Let's just call a spade a spade. 100 bits from PK Magical. PK, thank you. 5 subs from Macau 2020 to Stellar Ghost, Star Scimitar, Silver Angel, Rune Tempest, and JMac0064. Macau, appreciate it. 4 months from Nacho Cheese 11. Thank you. 500 bits from Mr. Gameboy says, I assume you already know this, but did you hear about the recent news about Twitch and copywritten music? They have muted anything from like the last 3 years, and there are rumors of stopping live streams that have the music as well. Thankfully, you aren't a Rock Band or Guitar Hero player. I'm glad that Jared has found a way around this issue. Yeah, it's, I've read a lot about it, and again, it's actually very funny to me because, like, the stuff that's happening now is stuff that I have, like, it was a concern years ago on YouTube, so it's just not a concern for me now. But the thing that blows me away is that the people that, when they're streaming, even big streamers, like people that are on the front page, play copywritten music on their stream. And I'm like, you know you can't do that, right? Like you can't play Fortnite and listen to, you know, System of a Day. Like you're not legally allowed to do that. So and the thing that's happening right now is actually fairly mild comparatively because it's affecting, because VODs already get muted, clips just don't. So that's like a thing that's happening. So yeah, it's I don't know. Because I've been so aware of it for like a decade, and we don't ever use copywritten music or stuff on YouTube. It was very easy for me to, you know, whenever I moved over to Twitch, I have a royalty-free library. I just use that, and I know some of the artists we have here too. I know I think Carlos and Jules have each made statements about the fact that, you know, they may have the licensing to perform their music themselves, but they can't grant that license to everyone else, and I understand that, but that's not something I'm concerned with. Like the level of detail that companies would have to go through in order to jump through those hoops seems excessive, so that's not something I'm personally worried about. Anyone who's, you know, like, again, you know, if you're playing Surge Tankian on your stream, you know, don't do that. But for our stuff, I'm not terribly concerned. It's fine. 300 bits from Goldmage says, you know what? Apparently your parents and mine share an anniversary, so bonus bits. I also just recently watched a group of keepers hand weaning a sea lion pup. Since in the wild, to be weaned, the mom usually just abandoned the pup, forcing it to feed itself. But in the zoo, that's not an option, so they had to be separated manually. Thankfully, it went well. That's good to hear.
I can imagine that's kind of a slightly scary moment, probably, because sea lions are so big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sea lions are cute, though. Man. Goldmage, thank you. 7 months from Sakura Celica, who says, morning, grandparents. It's 6 a.m. and I cannot have a regular sleep schedule, but I hope all of you are doing well. There's nothing wrong with waking up at 6, but only if you're going to bed at like 10 or 11. If you're doing that, waking up at 6 is great. Personally, I would love that. I don't know if we'll ever get consistently to 6, but that would be wonderful. Let's see. We got 21 months from Crunchyface. Crunchyface, thank you. Appreciate it. 20 months from Missing No Leader. 20 months of hype, throwing out the anime suggestion of the 24-episode High School Girl, or High Score Girl. Probably a very different subject matter. That's a rom-com about growing up with video games in the 90s. With Yoko Shimomura making the OST and Guile from Street Fighter as a main character. It's on Netflix. What? Wild. Yoko Shimomura does the soundtrack for Mario RPG. Neat. I mean, we're still working through BoJack at the moment. Mm-hmm. But working through BoJack has also reminded me of, like, I really enjoy watching shows, and we went for like an entire year without watching a show. So, like, I want to, you know, watch shows.
More shows, yeah.
Yeah, at some point. Also, I'm just peeking over in chat here. Jules was saying all of his Final Fantasy stuff was flagged. Or Final Fantasy VII stuff.
Seb wanted to know what season we were on. 3?
For BoJack, we just finished 2. Mm-hmm. We just finished 2. Yeah. There's a... I will say this about all of the music copyright stuff. That we have some old laws, and there are some things that absolutely need changed. And it's not that it doesn't have to, not be helpful for, the composers. It's not that we should abandon giving them, power and rights and ability to profit off of the things that they've created. It's just that now more than ever, we live in a remix culture, and the laws have not caught up in any meaningful way. Hopefully that'll happen. Hopefully that'll happen. Although, in all fairness, and I think, we're realizing that a lot now, especially this year, there's a lot of laws that probably need changed or updated. Maybe 2020 can be the year of that as we move forward and have some changes take place. 13 months from Rasaka Gaming. 13 months of crunch. Thank you for all the laughs you've given us during this time. We're so blessed to have you too as part of our lives. Keep up the good work. I'll try. Thank you, Rasaka. 4 months from Pickletron, who says, I did it again. You did. Oh, does it still, I think when you resub at 2 months, it still says, they did it again. Maybe. I don't know if Chaz programmed that in, but it used to. It's not vital. It's not a change that has to occur, but it used to say that. 7 months from Larson M. Since many of my fellow Norwegians write words for you to pronounce, I'll do the same. The word is brunost, which is a cheese that we Norwegians put on bread and waffles. It is actually not a cheese, but more like a big caramel.
Brunost?
I would pronounce that brunost. And also, putting caramel on waffles makes sense because we've had the Stroop waffles, which is basically a little waffle thing with caramel. So, yeah.
They serve them on airplanes sometimes here.
Which sounds, when you start saying things,
yeah,
you realize how insane they all sound.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the Norwegians are like, we put caramel on waffles. And it's like, that's funny. We eat that on planes. The world is a magical place. It's a magical, magical place. 100 bits from the Bassoonist. Appreciate that, thank you. 14 months from Colin, who says, 14 months, looking forward to the blackjack grinding stream on Thursday. Although really, Mal should set a reminder to remind you to do it. Keep on the great streams. What I'll probably try and do, if I have time right, before we have some errands to run today, but before I, after I end the stream, but before I turn off the computer, I'll probably just set it up so it's just ready.
Yeah.
Because it'll take me not long once we're not streaming. But yeah, the Thursday could be a little interesting. There might be a little, little thing happening in the corner, and I might be hitting some buttons. It'll be fine. People will look forward to it, I'm sure. And we're not playing blackjack, actually. We're playing
the Look Away.
Look Away. Oh God! All because we want one stupid item. 300 bits from Nixelpad says, all throughout my childhood, I stand Subway, even though my dad is a truck driver for Publix. However, during college, when a Publix was built on campus, I discovered my love for pub subs. I've had Publix subs a few times, and they're very good. I would easily choose a Publix sub over Subway. The ingredients at Publix are, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, probably higher quality than Subway, especially because a lot of it's just their actual deli meat that they're
slicing right there.
They're slicing in front
sandwich.
of you. You know, like that it's fresh, and it's you're getting what's the really good boar's head and stuff like that. So
you can,
yeah,
but they also have the Publix brand that's cheaper.
Oh yeah, so you get to choose. First time I ever had a Publix sub was actually with a meal, because that's one of his favorite things to get.
There wasn't a Publix in Myrtle Beach growing up for you.
Mm-mm.
So.
Yeah, I was visiting Emil, and
No, that was then. Okay.
Yeah, I was visiting Emil, and he said, let's get some lunch, and we went to Publix, and I was like, Publix? And he's like, yeah, they have a really good sub. And he was absolutely right, and since then, since I visited him, that's usually at least once we'll go get a Publix sub, so. Now I kind of want a Publix sub. 300 bits from Andrew in the kitchen. This just reminds me of the time my housemate ordered a meatball sub from Subway in the before times, except she called it a meatball marijuana instead of a meatball marinara. Big yikes.
Come here. I know. Don't.
Probably not the same thing. Probably. I think you eat one and then it makes you want to eat the other. From what I hear. We got a subscription from Maractus SSB. Appreciate it. 21 months from Ultra Husk. Good morning, grandparents. Just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you both for all the content you're creating. Helps a lot during these tough times. Keep being awesome. Will do. Will do. Also, Space Vixen, it costs $4.20. And Satsy says, $4.20 toasted. $4.20 meatballs. Can I get a sub with 420 meatballs? Sure. It will be 12 feet long. 300 bits from Shy, who says, Mal mentioned Appleton, Wisconsin, and my mind went, isn't that the setting of a Disney Channel original movie about a high school bowling team? Don't ask why I know this. I'm pretty sure it's an almost 20-year-old movie that I haven't seen in just as long. My brain is weird sometimes. Okay, all the time, stop judging. Is that true?
I never had Disney Channel, so I never watched it.
I had Disney Channel and did not watch it.
But, like, I'm trying to think of the bowling alleys in Wisconsin, or in Appleton, and one is not in Appleton. Like, there's none downtown.
Can any...
Alley Cat Strike?
Alley Cat Strike. Is it shot in Appleton?
No. I would have heard then.
You don't know.
Yes, because, like, there was a book that came out, and I don't remember the name of the book, but part of it is set in Appleton, and, like, they name streets and stuff, and it was, like, all the talk in high school.
Also, I love how on the Wikipedia article for this, it shows the VHS cover showing its age. It's from 2000. Production. That doesn't help. It doesn't say where it was filmed. Unfortunately. But the plot to this, a junior high school basketball game. Is it basketball?
That's what that says.
No, it talks about bowling. Okay, no, it is bowling. The junior high basketball game between the cities of East Appleton and West Appleton.
Those aren't separate cities.
We're off to a good start.
I mean, they're separate school districts, but...
Separated by a wall. The Appleton Wall. Ends in a tie. The two cities, both vying for a trophy known as the Mighty Apple, must determine the winner through a bowling competition. This sounds like a real event.
The only bowling alley I can think of besides the one in Kimberly is the one on Wisconsin Ave.
Like, don't... Sorry.
It's mostly filmed in Ontario.
A basketball... Okay.
According to IMDb, Sprite says.
Thank you, Spirit Tat. Yes, I seem to recall in the NBA, when there's a tie game, instead of just extending the game, having a rematch, they go, well...
Bowl.
We have to bowl now.
See, it's like all Appleton, though. And then there's like Kimberly, Kakana, Little Chute, Freedom, Menasha, Nina.
Also, I have a new desire to see NBA players bowl. Man, is there footage somewhere I can find, like, Shaq bowling? You imagine how little the ball must look in his hands? He probably can't fit his fingers in the hole. He probably just grabs it and just throws it. Anyway. All these book ideas. Good Burn Chapter 2. 3 months. From Awu says, good morning, world, and all who inhabit it. That includes me. Hi, Alwoo. Congrats on the plus. Let's get a sub from Mystic Gamer 98. Welcome. 300 bits from Nixelpad who says, dig, dig, thwap. Elevation. 300 bits from Satsy. When I was a teen, I was so proud of my spelling and eloquence. Now I can't spell... I'm assuming that's supposed to be properly. And keep mixing up words and spelling. It's alright. You get older and you just... Life's hard enough.
I spent like 2 hours handwriting a letter to my grandma yesterday. And I have not written that long, and I had to look up words. I'm like, shoot, how many...
Did your hand cramp up?
Yes. I was like, how many L's are in this word?
Also, Mr. Gameboy says, there is in fact a video of Shaq bowling against Justin Bieber. That is not the crossover I needed, but sure. And Real Mr. Mike says there's a clip on the NBA YouTube channel. Now I just have to wait for that to go all the way, where they literally decide to tie game with bowling. I miss bowling. And I'll probably continue to miss it.
Yeah.
For a while, based on the current situation, but at some point, bowling, yeah.
Aren't those still closed here? I thought I saw something yesterday that those were still closed.
Maybe. 6 months from Thunderstriker. I just started my new internship. Unfortunately, that means I won't be able to tune into Breakfast Stream as often, but I may get on podcast style sometimes. Either way, I hope my internet grandparents continue doing well during this time. Well, congratulations on your internship. That's exciting. Mm-hmm. And also congratulations on Double Plus. Hope you will be able to tune in with audio only, occasionally. Got 8 months from Uchi Plays. 8 months! Glad to spend my morning with my favorite grandparents. Thank you, Uchi. 500 bits from Lano says, haven't been to a breakfast stream in months, but I'm in Chicago, so it's more feasible. Gotta love those morning shifts.
Enjoy Chicago.
Enjoy Chicago.
Get some Chicago pizza. I know you've been there before, so you've probably had it.
Real Chicago pizza.
Are you trying to do Thomas's Brooklyn pizza? But
I'm not as good as Thomas.
Make it Chicago.
I'm not as good as Thomas. I mean, I do my best, but you know, there's only so much I can.
Thomas like chews the word Brooklyn as he's saying it.
I try, but I can't do it as well as he can. It's been forever since we've been in Chicago.
I mean, we drove through there in September.
Yeah.
But we didn't stop.
Was it this last September?
You're originally from Chicago.
It's a good reason to go back.
I knew you had family there, but I didn't know if they had moved or if you had moved.
Also...
Mike says, okay, New Yorker here, stop.
Sorry, Mike. In all fairness, I promised to try and make fun of as many accents, including the definitive Southern accent.
This is Mike, fight me. Chicago pizza is good, but it's not pizza.
I have opinions
a dough
about that
too. Holds sauce and cheese. It's like a bowl.
Yeah.
It's good. I really like it. It's just...
Yeah. It's
Brandon's right. It's not an easy food to eat.
I've been to Geno's.
Mm-hmm. Is it Geno's East? I think specifically. It's the one downtown, just north of the river, north of the loop.
And like, it's not that it's not bad, but you know, it's a casserole, as Item Crafting Live says. It's the most pure form of pizza is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, New York pizza. Or as Thomas would say, yes, that pizza from New York. 300 bits from Ravencloak. Good morning, grandparents. I'm taking a mental health day today, so I can actually watch Breakfast Stream instead of just listening. Hope y'all have a fantastic day. Oh, well, thank you. And hope your day goes well. 500 bits from Kazayumi. How many days are left of the old timeline? About 2.5 months. We have like half of March, and then April and May. It's not that many days, but the days are jam-packed. There is so much stuff that happens in the old timeline. Brief reminders of things that occur. Dan gets a surprise of a new computer. We take
and Chaz and Jeff are there.
Chaz and Jeff are there, so they show up to do that. We take a 3-month
week
Week. Sorry. Good save. We take a 3-week-long road trip.
We drive to PAX East.
We drive to PAX and hang out with Tyler and Josh. They stay with us. Do all the PAX stuff.
And then we went to Maine.
Then we drive up to Maine, take Josh to his family in Maine, and then drive all the way back, taking a slightly different route.
Yeah.
And we go to almost every single game store from Maine to South Carolina. And in the process...
And part of it, we stayed in D.C. for a few days.
We stay in D.C. for a few days. We go to, like...
The Smithsonian.
All that stuff is in the old timeline.
And then Coliseum.
The first Coliseum. Yeah. And that's when we met Sab at PAX East. Yeah, GameCube. So on that 3-week-long road trip, we bought 200 GameCube games. And that was a whole thing. So yeah, like the old timeline there's not a ton of days in it, but like it's just the fact that they're so jam-packed. Like it's going to be a little bit to work through it, but first stop.
And the Crab Festival.
And the Crab
Oh wait, shrimp.
Is it shrimp or is it crab?
I think it was no, that was crab. Shrimp is in the fall.
You sure?
100% sure.
Okay. So yeah, and the Crab Festival. So yeah, between all of those things, there's a lot that happens. And the final day to release is May 31st, 2018. At which point we're
PK
finally
Madrigal
caught up.
says, is that when you did Mario Party with Jep Chep and Redacted Rebecca? Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, and we recorded a Let's Play that has never been released. That Dan edited years ago, and he was like, when are you going to release this? He's like, I just found it on my computer, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm waiting on the vlogs to come out before I release it. It's 2 parts?
Yeah.
It's 2 parts. Yeah. So this is a short little thing, but...
I mean, Thomas started like, yeah, he said that Saturday.
Yeah. So it's gonna, we'll get there. But first, Grit Jones. 500 bits from Zeasarn. Is this how bits work? Anywho, thank you for breakfast streams, grandparents. You did it! That is how the bits work. Zeasarn, thank you. Hope you're enjoying yourself. 300 bits from Nixelpad. Happy update time. My computer is only 12% done with its update. They take their dear sweet time. And then also 300 bits from Nixelpad says Kepi Dab. And now it's Kepi Wash. And he's washing this part. Cats can do this really bizarre thing where they like pull their head into their neck and lick like right here.
And that's what he's doing.
It's kind of bizarre. Anyway, 300 bits from Shy. In the seafood buffet system, crab-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Myrtle Beach, the dedicated health inspectors who investigate these vicious devourings are members of an elite squad known as the Special Crustaceans Unit. These are their stories. Bum bum. Thank you, Shy. Painting a very specific picture. I get a sub from Side of the Rose 97. Welcome. Thank you. Existential Joker gives a sub to Give Jolly.
You see what Emmy just said?
Finally catching up.
Emmy had a jolly.
Emmy had a jolly! My funny bone, please. It is so tickled. Everybody comes and they get a little jolly. You get a jolly. You arrive on the stream, you leave with a jolly. You might get a few jollies. That's my biggest hope. Everyone arrives. Claw in order! Ah! Ah! Oh, that's so good! Oh my god! From the deck. Bum bum. No, wait. No, wait. Oh, well, that's...
Did you make yourself laugh?
I did. Also, I love my favorite thing, like full stop about Breakfast Stream is just Breakfast Stream conceptually, because it's
my
too
favorite
hard.
thing is just this.
Like you can't it's just so hard to explain to people. It's like, well, you know, what is the show? And it's like, well, Stephen and Chat work together to come up with really stupid ideas. They build off of each other. And then everyone has a jolly and goes home. And then they do it again later in the week. Anyway. Sachi says, jolly is a British slang term which isn't as family friendly as the Georgism suggests. Well, I don't know what it means. And it's here in America. And by America, I mean very specifically my parents' home and then my home, and that's it. That is always where the jolly has been. I'll have to look it up later and decide if I should be giving people jollies or not. 300 bits from Tipsy Taj, who says, as my economics teacher used to tell us, shift happens. Shout out to everyone who woke up this morning and had to take a big morning shift. No regrets. Or regrets. 400 bits from Riza 001. Hello, it's me, that guy, and I'm here to ask you if you have a plan to do Persona 5 Royal on Friday night stream. If not, just say no, I understand. Do I have a plan to do that? No. Is it impossible? No. But do I have a plan? No. I will not lie to you.
Brandon regrets. Me too, Brandon.
I think Tom's been playing it, though. Did I imagine that? I don't think I imagined that.
No, he is.
I think he's playing through it. So, you can watch Tom play it. I think I'd enjoy it for what it's worth. It just, you know, there's other games, some of which aren't long, that we're planning on doing. 2033 bits. That's Peggy from Nixelpad, who says, so remember when I told you about my friends and I playing Broken Picture Phone? Well, I was looking through the stamps to see what I could cheese, since I'm not the best artist and I only had a mousepad to work with, and I saw our good Lord and Savior Peggy. Of course, I was the only one who knew about her, and I was really happy to share it with them. One of my favorite things that happened in recent times is that Donkey did a video about Broken Picture Phone, and like in the video they're using the stamps and have no idea like what is happening. So the Toast logo is in it. Emmy says he didn't even play right. He did play there. It was an interesting way of playing the game. But yeah, you know, they used the stamps, and it was funny because I'm like, there's like so much of our stuff is there. It's like an advertisement, and they don't even know. Oh, the things you'll see on the internet. 300 bits from Cytheros 97. Good morning. I'm going on vacation to Myrtle Beach next week and wondered if you had any restaurant recommendations. Dine-In is open again.
I have no idea.
I think Dine-In is open, but it's reduced capacity. Restaurant recommendations. I mean, if you're coming and you're going to eat, then I will give you recommendations. Johnny,
Restaurant Row?
I mean, yeah, Restaurant Row, which has the seafood buffet places. Mm-hmm. Johnny D's, which is a breakfast place we really like.
Mostly any restaurant at Broadway would be good.
Didn't we used to have a list?
We used to have a list.
Do we not still have that list?
No.
It's not in notes?
No.
Okay.
It's like on my hard drive.
Oh.
We haven't been out to eat in so long, I don't even remember anything.
I forget what my city looks like. I'm like, where am I? Shoot. What's the sushi places?
Croissants. Thank you, Aqua Brandy.
Yeah. Some of you have been watching the vlog long enough that you can make recommendations on our behalf, and that is what you should be doing right now.
I like as big as Costco because that's all we go.
I know. I'm like, Costco is churro is $1. I honestly haven't been out. Noah says Snookies. Snookies is really good. Shoot. What's the friggin' mount?
Where?
Sushi.
Oh, Sushi Miyabi's.
Miyabi's, thank you. And the other King Kong sushi is good too.
Yeah, King Kong is good too.
Oh, Jesse's got Jesse's got this covered.
Blueberry's Grill is good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. King Sushi is where you can get like sushi buffet. Yeah, Blueberry's Grill is really good. Mm-hmm. And the Polish place, Jesus, thank you.
I don't
Elena.
know if they're open.
International Kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah, they may not be open, but International Kitchen is superb. It is so good. And yeah, I mean, if you're coming from an area that doesn't have a Waffle House, then Waffle House is... Waffle House and Bojangles are worth checking out. Rachel asked if Jay's Asian Fusion is still around, and it is. It is, and it's good. Jay's Asian Fusions. It's a good like lunch sushi place. Because they have good little deals and stuff. Dick's Last Resort. Yeah, that is a place you can go.
What's the good wing place next to Dick's?
If you like to be abused.
What's the good wing place next to Dick's?
Wild Wing.
That Wild Wing Cafe.
Yeah, and that's a chain, but it's really good. Anyway, hopefully that's a good like little assortment of
What's
places.
the place that serves cinnamon rolls like they're dinner rolls?
Oh my God!
What is that place?
I know
your
where it is.
parents are watching and they know. I know where it is on the map, so I'm just gonna go.
That
pull
place
the
is
map.
really good too.
I wanted to go there for my birthday.
Jules wants to go to Dick's Last Resort with us. Jules, have you ever been to a Dick's Last Resort? Are you familiar with the concept? They're a chain too.
All right.
It's
Chesapeake House.
It's I've been 3 times. I love it.
Chesapeake House is the place that has the cinnamon rolls.
Chesapeake House. That one's really good. Listen. I sincerely hope that next year Coliseum is able to take place in person. Coliseum can happen here again. I'm a little biased, for what it's worth. And then maybe there's a little time on the front or the head or the tail of the event, so I can show folks some of the restaurants, because like
there's a lot to do here, and
there's
lot of,
so much like
yeah.
That's the only thing that hurts a little bit about doing Coliseum here, is that
we don't have any free time.
Yeah, like, and I feel bad for the folks that and I know obviously it's for charity,
yeah.
and like that's good, but if there was just a little extra time at the tail end or something, people would get a chance to
like I think we managed to get John to Player's Choice between like 2 segments he had, and it was like, oh my gosh, we may not get back in time for John's segment he needed to do.
Yep, I think we brought I think we took John, Josh, and Tom.
Yes, that was when we filmed the thing in the arcade, and then also the money bumper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just saying. Things to think about for next year. Anyway, I hope that covered some restaurant recommendations. We did pretty good. It would be easier if I had been to restaurants in the last 2 months, but I haven't. But I mean, most everything is open here again. I have some concerns about what that could mean as far as the spread of everything, but I know that we also have precautions in place that businesses are taking fairly seriously, from what I understand, so it'll probably be fine. Roland says they've been busy. He said that they've had a ton of sales, so there's been a lot of people been into the store. Sab says, I mean, we should try and do stuff on bumper days if possible, or maybe see if we can have a day after the event ends to explore the area.
That was something we'd asked about for year 2.
Yeah.
And then we ended up doing a 4th stream day, so it kind of got lost.
Yeah, we weren't able to.
Yeah.
We weren't able to do it.
And then this past year, I think we were supposed to have some days, because I feel like we had 6 days on the rental.
Yeah.
So I feel like there would have been this year too. But
yeah, one thing about it is, maybe what folks could do if they're genuinely interested, and it could be on an individual basis, is that we could do the event, and then if people wanted to hang out a little bit longer, they could book separate accommodations at a hotel or something. I mean, we can put up some folks here, just depending on how many folks there would be. We wouldn't probably be able to put up everybody.
Yeah.
Unless they really wanted a sleepover. Everyone just sleeps in the living room. But yeah, you know, if people wanted to do that, that would be super cool, and I'd be totally down to, you know, I mean, host who we could, and then also show people around and things like that. Yeah, we could do a TRG sleepover. Ozzy says, unless you get a bigger house? I think it's very reasonable to assume that we will still be in this exact same place when the next Coliseum occurs. I would be very surprised if we've moved. Because I don't think we're going to be moving in bare minimum until, like, a vaccine has been developed and distributed widely. Like, that's probably that's the first mark.
Sab got to visit Old House.
Oh yeah, I wasn't with you, but Mal said
we went and got groceries, and we
Yeah.
stopped at the house first because I was printing off copies of all the
That's right.
the group prints to give to everyone. Yeah.
And you got to meet the kiddies? Oh, I'm so glad. I'm that's the one thing I'm thankful of, is that I know a few folks got to meet Sagan, and that's very meaningful to me. John got to meet him. Tom took a picture with Sagan.
It's a good picture.
So, yeah, there was
Literal
people got
Space
to meet
Queen
him.
says, doesn't Jared also live here? No.
No, he lives in South Carolina, but he is on literally the other side of the state.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, South Carolina's not that big, but the roads that get from one side to the other aren't terribly convenient. So it actually is a several-hour drive to get to the other side of the state.
Well, is it I-95 that runs along the coast, but, like, inland an hour and a half?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I-95 isn't through Myrtle Beach, it's through Florence.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to get anywhere, and we have to drive an hour and a half to get to it.
Yeah. It's not super great. Yeah. Oh, and Rachel met the kiddies, although they were real young.
Babies.
They were still babies. Yeah. Virginia hates I-95, but also everyone hates I-95. We need it, but it doesn't mean that we like it. 8 months from Flaze Fires. Thank you, Flaze. Nixpad gives 5 subs to Erknixus, Sao NGCG, DHZS25, DWS261, and Grimoire Ghost. The 3 in the middle there were very difficult to read. Thank you, Nixpad.
Stop for a sec?
Yeah. It's raining.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. It just started. Just suddenly like, and rain.
Oh my god, I forgot about that, Sab. When we were at the store, we ran into Nikki.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. Dang. Sab got a more deeper, fulfilling experience than other people that that showed up to the event. Wild.
Everyone got to meet your parents too, because they brought food over.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I always love that, you know. Oh, you didn't get to go to Player's Choice and Waffle.
Oh, and you left before
That's
Waffle
right.
House. That's right. Ah.
Darn. Man, I'm so glad, though, that we did the Waffle House thing at the end of the event.
Yeah.
And forced that on everyone.
It's like a fever dream, though. Like, I barely remember
It's supposed to feel... Listen, if at least 50% of your Waffle House experiences don't feel like a fever dream, you're doing Waffle House incorrectly. You're just doing it wrong. You're supposed to be there with some of your friends at 3 in the morning, and someone plays Raisin Toast on the jukebox, and everyone just sits there for a moment and is like, is this real? And then you wake up the next day and you question everything. That's how you do Waffle House.
Yeah.
It's the correct way. Anyway, 200 bits from Goose Swap. I think I read that right. Appreciate it. 300 bits from Prince, who says, I'm waiting a bit to send this because I'm like 75% certain I already sent the second half of my message, but like not sure. Essentially, what I was going to say is if it didn't go through or my brain did a big imagine, is that AI Dungeon has a multiplayer mode that may be worth checking out for Steven and friends. And I think I also mentioned you and Mal doing a first 20 together of Ken Your Pet, the old browser game that's really cute and based on the old Tamagotchi Pocket games. We're always interested in doing, like, interesting one-offs for Steven and friends, which is one of the reasons why we've done some really bizarre tabletop sim stuff. So, yeah, I'll have to look into AI Dungeon and see how it's applicable. This has all been a fever dream. Prince, thank you for the.
There was a few comments about how John hasn't forgiven you for Waffle House and letting him sleep, and he said it was a mistake.
I won't forget picking him up, and Sab and Carlos picked up all of them from the airport, and
then you took him to.
Yeah, I took him to God, what's the name of the place? Literally,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The world's cheapest restaurant.
Sab is here, if you might know.
The cheapest fast food place. Cookout. I took them to. Okay, yes, this is more fever dream. I picked up the three of them and went to Cookout, and John is lactose intolerant, and got cheese. And I can't remember if he was just like, I guess I'll do it, or if he asked for no cheese and got cheese and then ate it anyway. I remember that he ordered the quesadillas. And if anyone's ever been to Cookout and ordered quesadillas, you know what you get. It's not what a quesadilla would be anywhere else. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, welcome to Cookout.
Emmy's afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Those are just the only places open at midnight, so it's all that's available.
So where JG says, how do you even do that voice? I don't know, I can quiver something in my throat.
Seb says, oh yeah, he did that. I think he got a hot dog too.
John should know better than to ever eat a hot dog again. After what happened at the Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
God, what a magical time I've had eating food with that group of people. Anyway, 300 bits from Nixelpad. Shaq bowling, where Shaq grabs the ball and yeets it down the lane. Just saying, he's a large man. He is a large man. Shaq is a foot and an inch taller than me. I think he's 7'7". He might be taller than that, but I think he's 7'7". Like, a foot taller than I am. Good God. Or is he like 7'11"? He's really tall. Someone probably knows for sure. He's 7'3". He's 7'1"? He's only 7'1"? Really? Maybe when I think 7-Eleven, I'm thinking just 7'1". He's a convenience store. He's 7'1"? Oh, well, he's not that much taller than me. I mean, he's 7 inches taller than me, but like, I was thinking he was a foot taller than me. I mean, there are people who are 7'7", but he's 6'13". Okay. In my head, I was like, yeah, he's like 7'7". But no, he's not. Okay, well then his hands... I mean, he's also a bigger person than I am, so like his hands are probably still like considerably larger than mine. Well, he may not be able to eat that ball as easy as I thought. I was thinking that he was like, you know, a giant. Listen, it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. Yeah, and Jesse's 6'7". So when you're 6'6", when you're 6'7", 7'1", it's not that it's not big. It's big. You cross 7 foot, you big. But it's not that big.
Sometimes I stand on like the bottom or the second from the bottom stair, and I look at the kitchen, and I'm like, this is how Steven sees things. You can see on top of the microwave, in the fridge, and I'm like...
I'm sorry. You big. Anyway, 20 months from Cybe. Chicago pizza is pizza soup bread bowl. Fight me. I mean, I can't even argue. I really can't.
Brandon says, what does the top of the microwave look like? It was dusty until last Monday when I wiped it down.
Wolfboy asked, how old were you when you became 6 feet? 13. I was 6 feet tall at 13 years old. And that's a jump. I grew 6 inches over 3 months. So, yeah, it was big. It was big. When I was 12, I was 5.5 feet tall, and then I turned 13, and then by the end of that summer, because I turned 13 in March, by the end of that summer, I was 6 feet tall, and also my...
Is that when you woke up and your shoes didn't fit?
That was a year or so later. But yeah, that happened to me too, and that's literally insane. But that summer was when my hair turned from blonde to brown, because I always had straight blonde hair. And then over the course of 3 months, my hair became brown and
There's
wavy.
very few photos of you in those 3 months where your hair is like...
Transitioning? Yeah.
And it's weird to see because otherwise it's like, oh, blonde-haired Steven or brown-haired Steven?
Yeah. Yeah, I went reverse Super Saiyan. Although I think I'm stronger now, so it probably works now.
13, you just mutated.
I mean, basically. So that must have been weird for all your classmates coming back in the fall. What's so funny is that when I had some friends in high school who they were convinced that when I was younger, that my mom just continually dyed my hair blonde. And I was like, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
For kids, like under a certain age.
And also it's just insane. Like, my mom was so obsessed with me having blonde hair that she died. No, that was what my hair color was for the first 12 years of my life, and then it changed. It kind of makes me wonder what it'll be next. The answer is gray. It'll be gray. I wouldn't mind if it was gray now. I think that'd be cool, but...
You're getting there.
Love you too.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm stating a fact.
Okay. 300 bits from Nixelpad says, so my computer restarted during its update and went from 30% to 60%. Then it went to 57%. What is this Windows update? I'm glad that we're still getting updates about the Windows update. It's an adventure in and of itself. Thanks for keeping us updated. 500 bits from DanCore13. Steven, we know that weeks feel like months now, but in the before times, this wasn't the case. It's true. It's true. But now, in the during times, I just can't believe that in like 3 more weeks, the year will be half done.
Yeah.
How?
We gotta do Q2 taxes then.
Yeah, it's fine. 300 bits from Shy. Chicago pizza isn't pizza. Breaking news. Painting YouTuber and internet grandmother Mallory George declares war on the city of Chicago. The city waits intently with deep dishes in hand for the imminent attack.
I love Chicago.
Yeah, I like Chicago. I like their pie, but calling it pizza, you know, it's not pizza. It's not pizza. It's delicious in moderation, but it's not pizza. Reed, the Nintendo Painter, gives a sub to Jollies. Aw, the Jollies got a Jolly. Thank you, Reed.
I also want to point out about the pizza. Like, if you've never seen, like, a real Chicago pizza...
You don't understand.
No, it's not just, like, a thick pizza. It's, like, the crust is, like, a bowl, and then they put the cheese and toppings, and then they put the sauce.
Yeah.
So the sauce is, like, on top.
It looks... It's item crafting earlier called to the casserole, and that's what it is. Yeah. Mr. Gameboy says, admit it's pizza, or I'll make you sing about grilled cheese tomato soup pizza again.
Lana says it's delicious is what it is. It is.
Listen. Is it pizza to some people? Yes. Is it pizza? And, like, if that is what you want to call it, then that is fair. That's fair. do I specifically think that it, like, okay, here's a better way of putting this. When the word pizza happens, like what image lights up in your head, right? For me, it is a very stereotypical
flat crust.
That is what pizza. Now, if you grew up in the Chicago area, it might be different, but honestly, I don't think outside of that area your head is going to illuminate with a picture of Chicago pizza when the word pizza is spoken.
I mean, I grew up 3 hours north of Chicago, and like I don't think of Chicago style pizza as pizza.
Basically. And actually, it's funny because Chicago pizza really is the closest thing we have to tomato soup grilled cheese. Which, unfortunately, we've learned recently is pizza. 500 bits from Mr. Gameboy, who says, so everyone in John's channel are trying to get him a new chair after helping getting the pinball machine. What is the fund you want your bits to go to? Mal's new monitor or what?
Does John need a new chair?
John had to get a new chair?
Or does he just need one?
Well, it's just trying to get him a new chair after helping getting a pinball machine. I mean, again, I have to reiterate, there's a plan in place to get Mal a monitor.
Yeah.
It's just an order of operations, basically. And it's, there's a few things that will domino effect. We'll see what happens. Currently, I'm patiently awaiting WWDC.
Currently, I want to wait till we move.
Well, you're going to have a monitor before we move. We'll be here for a year. You'll have a monitor before then. Promise. Promise. Anyway, Mike says, "How about that college debt fund?" Yeah, the realistic thing is that is where things get thrown.
Do you know what?
Unless there's something that we truly
Jules
need.
Wants to know what monitor. Aren't we replacing yours with a something, and then I'm getting your other one? And then at some point we'll get a new TV, and then I'll get this one. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
And people don't like the idea of you getting a hand-me-down.
I don't need anything new.
But the plan is that I am going to get a monitor. Because I have a use for a monitor.
Why does Mel not get new things? See, I got a new computer when I started Mal Makes. And my computer is still better than Steven's newer computer.
It's sad. I had to edit the lamp video on Mal's computer.
Yes.
Because I couldn't, because my computer can't play back the footage of the Blackmagic camera. It's fine. The goal is for me to, at some point in the near future, replace my computer. And at that time, I would probably also get a production monitor to finally have color accuracy. That is my plan. Mallory does not need color accuracy.
No.
If we wanted to use your thing for color accuracy, we could get it set up, and then once it's set up, you would just be color accurate, because Mallory's stuff never changes.
No. Someone pointed out that my camera was new too. Yeah, my GH4 was new.
Yeah, and also when we did that, it was the end of 2015, and the money that we spent for us at that time was a whole lot of freaking money. But it was an investment in Mal Makes, and we knew at the time it would ultimately be Mal's job, that we were going to try that. Mal still had the second half of that school year to do, but we were looking at the long term and saying, well, that's a thing. So, but if people are asking if I plan on getting an Apple monitor, no. It's not that the Pro Display is a bad monitor. It's good, but are there other things that I could use that are fractions of the price? Yeah. So that's the plan. Is that when I do that, I will no longer need a monitor, and Mal can finally have a 1080p monitor, because she's working off of a 1050p monitor.
Yeah.
Which is a 16 by 10. It's not convenient. It's not convenient.
Satsy, but I don't need it to be color accurate if Steven's is color accurate and mine is not changing. The vlog changes because he's up here or down there or outside. So.
The artist doesn't need color. Listen, it's a... Chaz is like, come on. All right. Also, the iMac does a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah. That's probably better than...
Yeah. You would,
the other things in the house.
Yeah. And, like, we have a pretty good basis for that just because, you know, we have... I mean, we released videos and stuff, but also we've done prints. So, like, being able to...
It is a funny wording, though.
Being able to, like, work on doing stuff on the iMac and then have prints made and seeing how closely it resembles it, it's like, okay, it's doing pretty good. But I have a desire for film production. Someone stop me. Mr. Gameboy 18 gives us up to Claw and Order. Still love that. It's my favorite thing. If I can remember to do it, I will title this breakfast stream Claw and Order, because it's perfect. 400 bits from Reed the Nintendo Painter. Alright, let's change the topic away from jollies. I promise not to say jollies as much as I said it earlier in the stream. Satsy gives us up to Ray the Junkie. Satsy, thank you.
Hey,
500 bits.
Have we done beans?
Yes.
Oh. Where was I?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't help you. 500 bits from GamerGirl2108. Morning, Stephen and Mal. Sorry I'm late. By the way, Stephen, I did beat Last of Us Remastered Grounded mode. Congrats. Playing that game without having the listening enabled seems hard. Seems very hard. Also, 2 subs from GamerGirl to Shannon Scribbles and R to the A to the NDA. That's a fun thing to say. 504 bits from Item Crafting Live. Okay, by suggesting a TRG sleepover, it led me to imagine Tim, Tom, and Emil sitting in a circle, braiding each other's hair, and the mental image is so distinct I feel compelled to share it with you. Well, if I haven't cut my hair by that time, I might be in that circle. Just being honest. 1,500 bits from Bucky Boy 2009, commenced the fever dream. And then immediately after, 1,400 bits from Mr. Gameboy says, I think this one is more of a fever dream than the normal one. Thank you both for contributing to the state of Waffle House here. 300 bits from Nixelpad. So there's a game pack my friends told me about where you pay $5 for like 600 games and all proceeds go towards Black Lives Matter. And one of the games in the pack was Cat Lateral Damage. Just hearing the name of it made my synapses fire and reminded me of the first 20 you did of that game, and it made me happy and sad to know that Sagan and Kepler will be forever immortalized through video games. It's true. If you is it on itch.itch.io? I think you just pronounce it itch.io. There's a really good game pack right now where you do get a ton of games for a very small amount of money. The proceeds go towards Black Lives Matter, and one of the games is Cat Lateral Damage. If you weren't aware, Sagan and Kepler are in the game. As an image.
Yeah.
As an image. The way they did it was really interesting. The devs reached out to a bunch of streamers and YouTubers and stuff and wanted pictures of their cats to put in there. And Brandon's got the link there if you want to pick that up. But yeah, if you pick it up and play it, look for my boys. They're there.
They're together in a photo.
They're together in a photo. And it's a photo from the apartment.
Yeah.
So, Doodle says a short hike is there. A short hike was like my game of the year. What year was that? 2 years ago?
Wasn't it last year?
Was it last year? I don't remember.
Minute is in it.
A short hike is so freaking good. It's so good. So good. Like, it takes 90 minutes to 2 hours to play it. It is one of the best games I've ever played. Most feel-good, wholesome games. So good. Highly recommended. Cannot recommend. Take 2 hours and play it, darn it. So good. Anyway, I have opinions about video games. 100 bits from Saskra64. Saskra, thank you. 300 bits from Shy. Steven went Mystic Gohan. That's a good way of putting it. See? I'm still powering up. 300 bits from Noah Balboa. Okay, but what if you put pineapple on Chicago pizza? Are you trying to start a war? Hey, Noah, what if you put a firm egg on pizza? And a sub from Magic Apprentice 454. Welcome. 4-month sub at tier 2 from Prince Riku. My Waffle House fever dream was going to a Waffle House at 1 a.m. after my boyfriend and I had back-to-back. Had been back-to-back at my military ball and his prom the same night. Then, folks from prom showed up on acid as the pineapple was laced at prom. Then a shooting at another Waffle House that hour.
Wow.
And you know, I bet that's still not the craziest Waffle House story. Somehow. Man.
I know one time Haley was, like, messaging me from a Waffle House and said that some guy came in with, like, venison meat and wanted them to cook it at the Waffle House.
I read about that.
Yeah.
I read about that. And that's insane, too.
Yeah.
A guy came in and was very, like, he had venison and was like, cook this for me. And like, they were like, sir, we can't do that. And he's like, they've done it before, or whatever. Anyway, they did it. They did it. And, like, you know, he paid them some amount of money. And then they, like, cleaned the grill. And then proceeded.
Was it a freshly killed deer or store-bought? I don't know, but I've never seen venison in the store.
Based on the context of the story, I'm going to go with just fresh killed. Family Jewel says, I've got a crazy Waffle House story. Waffle House employees on average can de-escalate violence better than our police force in most places. I mean, yeah. I would occasionally go to the Waffle House in Savannah, and the Waffle House in Savannah got crazy often enough that they had a police officer there all the time at a certain point of night. Like, after, like, 7 or 8 p.m., there was a police officer who was not a security guard, a literal police officer who just sat in the Waffle House because things would get a little crazy. But the Waffle House employees actually stepped in a lot and would call people and be like, hey, sit down and shut up. It was a fun place.
Coffee!
Anyway, shout out to Waffle House. What a great American institution.
Sometimes I think it would be super cool to work there.
I bet you would. Honestly, that should be an entire documentary series, interviewing the employees of Waffle House.
Yeah.
I bet they have got wild stories.
Yeah. And
Wild
I mean,
stories.
even talking about, like, some of the, not culture, but, like, how they do things. Like, there's a square in the kitchen that's a different color than the other squares, and it's the mark for, you know, the people who are taking orders to stand on that square so they can tell the cooks, you know, what they need to cook. So they know, like, this direction, that's where that's always going to come from.
Yeah.
And, like, they have certain words, and they'll be like, oh, mark 2 hash browns, and, like, they set the plates up based on what the order is, so they remember what goes on that plate. So, like, the type of jam, where it is on the plate.
Yep.
It's fascinating. Or,
Yeah.
like, pull, that's another one of their keywords.
Yeah, and you can, there's, like, a guide online where you can, like, look it up.
And read about that?
Read about it. It's really, really fascinating. It reminds me of a more complicated version of what they do at the Dixie Stampede. So then you get to choose. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Sorry, Jules. Jules had a burp. I think that's what that was. He said it was early, so I imagine that he just, like, slammed his face onto the keyboard and then came up and was like, I'm sorry, I need more coffee. Jules has encountered an error. Oh, I'm sorry. There's only a few left. I gotta get through this. 300 bits.
Chaz wants to leave.
Chaz clearly needs to go back to bed. Can you do that too? Can you do the
No,
trill?
but I don't want you to.
300 bits from DannyX6. These bits are strictly for the purpose of taking a shot at the wizard by making alerts take more time. Be careful, because he has all the power. Broken Dylan gives 2 sub to Link M102 and Jessica Newark 23. Broken Dylan, thank you. Prince with 300 bits. So it's technically not a one-off, but I had an idea just now for some more Steven and Friends things you could do aside from golf, Animal Crossing, etc. It may not be a one-off exactly, but Steven and Friends Smash Brothers on occasion, or Steven and Friends Mario Party, Uno. These are good games. Also, we're going to get a one-off Steven and Friends Monopoly, right? You're just waiting for a day you have a lot of time on your hands, I'm sure. It's funny because a lot of the things you've described have happened. You're not getting Monopoly. If you've never watched Stephen and Friends Skyrim, well, I've got a suggestion. You should definitely watch Stephen and Friends Skyrim. It's not what you think. And also, we're doing Mario Party. Mario Party is a Stephen and Friends series, so that exists too. And we've actually also done Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is something I'd prefer to do in person. I don't mind doing more of it. But we've done a few Smash Brothers tournament things on Stephen and Friends over the years. So, if you haven't checked into any of these, you should. The Skyrim video is great. It's Skyrim. I promise. 300 bits from Shishusama. Waffle House employees are the bartenders of the breakfast diner food niche. Yeah. I think it's a good way of putting that. Seriously, I bet they have fascinating stories. Truly. The 1400 bits came from Lana, who said, speaking of Waffle House, maybe do that trill voice again.
No. Don't do it again.
Can you not do it? Can you seriously not do it?
No. Don't.
Is that something people can't do? I'm learning about people every day. 6 months for Snowfox 1 or 2. Good morning, grandparents. I'm not normally up in time for breakfast stream. Glad I could drop in on the tail end of one at least. Well, I'm glad you're here, and also, congrats on Double Plus. 500 bits from Mr. Gameboy says, a game you should play for first 20 with mouse sometime would be What the Golf. It's great and you two would love it. I've seen a little bit about it, and it does look like something I would like. It reminds me vaguely of the billiards golfing game that I played last year that I don't remember. It's an Adult Swim game. I don't remember the name of it, but it was really interesting, and it had a lot of courses. It reminded me a little bit of that. Someone will have to remind me of the name, because I'm like, billiard battle, pool time.
Pool time.
Pool explosion. It has a name. 300 bits from Danny X6. Nobody finishes a game of Monopoly with their friends. You can start it with your friends, but then things change by the end. All I remember is that
we played Skyrim.
We played Skyrim. And then also, I don't want to spoil it, so I won't say Pool Panic. That's it, Pool Panic. Thank you, Rara Oaks. I don't want to say who, but someone in that game of Skyrim got cheated so hardcore.
Yeah, they did.
They were out of the game the earliest I've ever seen someone out. They had the worst luck ever. They had been around the board multiple times,
and
I think they had one property.
Yeah,
one property. It's actually crazy. And I wind up with almost all the railroads right at the beginning. Like on the first go around, I had 3 railroads. That is really helpful early game. Anyway, 300 bits from Danny, who says there's no such things as friends after a game of Monopoly, which is funny because Danny X6 just said basically the same thing. Hive mind. We're 2 hours over, so we should end.
Yeah.
Things to announce. Thursday, gosh darn it, assuming I don't completely forget, I'm going to set everything up so we can play Look Away the entire stream in the corner.
You can.
I'm just going to be doing this the whole time. I won't let that music play, because I know that music creeps people out.
Yeah.
It's very unnerving. Do, 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 do. And then that's it, and it repeats forever. Trying to think if there's anything else. Otherwise, today's just,
Coffee!
What?
Tuesday. We're going to go mail the painting.
It's Smash.
Prints get mailed today.
Rosalina and Luma. Yeah, that's what today is. Yeah, we got to do all the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a fun thing to announce. March mail will be out today.
Oh, yeah.
March mail will be out today. So, or at least last night when I went to bed, Dan assured me it would be out today. So, if something happened to Dan and or the video, it won't. But last I heard, it should be out today. So, yeah, it's good. It's really, like, people send in some really sweet, I'm trying to think of a good word for it, kind-hearted stuff. There's a few teary eyes in that video. 300 bits from Prince, who says, so I'm going through Broken Picture Phone and 1,000 Black and White cards currently, so I'm working through Stephen and Friends. Glad to hear there's some great things to look forward to. There's some really great stuff. Seriously, like, Stephen and Friends is the best series on the channel. As an FYI. The Mario Party stuff is in a separate playlist, but all of the other stuff I think is in Stephen and Friends. And then 300 bits from Prince Riku, who says, our family has a bunch of sadists, so we play Monopoly every few months, and I am the banker every time so much that it has had a direct impact on my organizational skills in real life. It seems like a benefit, though.
Yeah.
It seems like a good thing. All right. We're done?
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Enjoy
your Tuesday.
Enjoy your Tuesday. We will be back on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And again, March Mail later today. It's a good one. Highly recommend it. See you guys Thursday for more. Oh my god, what does this say? My computer finally updated. I just wanted to say, are you listening, mate? It sounds like your computer finally finished that update. I think it's great that your computer to the occasion rose. It takes forever. That's a feature of Windows. That's a feature of Windows. Sorry, I'm a Mac user. 5,000 bits from Nixelpad. I appreciate it. Have a great Tuesday, everyone. We will see you on Thursday. Sorry. Lana said that gave me a jolly, and it was great. It was great. I'm done for real now.